Digo, ya se sabía que más o menos de qué estilo va a ser el set, ¿no?
Enter a world
Pero a
where
ver.
myth intertwines with reality, and fantastical beings tempt fate and
Qué
fortune.
bonito.
With a
El
new
arte va a
game
ser
or
muy
master,
bonito.
each path, decision, and encounter will paint your journey.
Hey Tacticians, I'm Riot Cove, a gameplay designer who's most proud of my work across the legendary units of this set and sets past, Mecha Leona.
And I'm Sloan, the gameplay designer behind the set mechanic you're about to encounter.
We're so excited to welcome you to our new set, Inkborn Fables.
Encounters, nueva mecánica.
In
Ok.
the world of Inkborn Fables, brushes with fate and mythical creatures are inevitable. So we created Encounters, a new mechanic that brings the thematic to life. At various points in each game, you'll have chance encounters with legendary beings. They can be just for fun, or literally game-ending. Some encounters have a small impact on your game. If Alawi shows up, she'll grant you some free rerolls. The encounter's set, and all
Oh.
tacticians get way bigger, then shrink down a bit, with no gameplay effect. Why, you ask? Well, set's just passionate about bulk and cut cycles, and sometimes it's fun to have a more normal game of TFT. Then there are the game-changing encounters. Cho'Gath, for example, gives players a choice. Feed the beast and permanently sacrifice.
O sea, te puedes encontrar con dioses. Cada dios te va a dar,
play it safe and keep your shop fully intact.
te va a dar un efecto.
I've got to talk about this next one, which comes from some very loud player
Interesante.
feedback. Fishing minigame enthusiasts, we see you. When you meet Tom Kench, you'll want to stand in puddles to collect fish for the River King. The more fish you collect, the more loot everyone gets. And
Órale.
then there's the Kane encounter. If Kane appears, he'll announce his return on a predetermined stage. When he returns, he ends the game. Whether you're first or eighth when that time comes, your fate will stand. Encounters will show up in a variety of ways and will impact all players equally. Over the course of the set, you'll have the chance to see more than 70 unique
70 encuentros únicos. Esto de que va a afectar de manera equitativa a todos los jugadores, no sé, ¿eh? Así siempre dicen y la verdad sí, definitivamente termina siendo un poco más suerte.
First up, Exalted. If you love
Exaltado.
Fly, you'll love Exalted. In each game that you play, a new subset of champions will be given the trait, creating novel opportunities. This trait buffs Exalted champions and their adjacent allies, so you can play it as a vertical or splash it into other comps for support. That flexibility is vital because you'll be building dramatically different comps each game as the Exalted roster changes. Next, there's Mythic. Mythic units gain a bunch of stats. After 4 combats, these myths become canonical. They just double their bonus stats. Hui, League's Sad Lad.
Oh, va a ser güey.
Will make
Ok,
its debut in
sí.
a 5-cost Mythic.
Uy, va a ser mítico. Es que sí, tiene
Duplicate
sentido.
copies of your benched units.
Tiene todo el sentido
We're
del mundo.
also revisiting a fan favorite, Fortune. So get ready to bring out the thumbnails.
Uy, regresaron
Fortune is especially exciting this time
Fortuna.
around because for the first time ever in TFT, we're introducing a new character to Runeterra. Our new tank Yordle is an absolute unit.
Un Yordle, eso no me lo esperaba.
Well, by Yordle standards, because he's only about 4 feet tall. This fluffy fellow will join the ranks of tanky Yordles.
Ok.
Just pop.
Pensé que iban a anunciar lo de Ayune,
Being a one cost,
la hermana de Aphelios, pero oye, es un Yordle nuevo. Lo tomo, no me voy a quejar.
the more permanent health he gains.
Okay, now I've got to share my favorites. First up, Fated. Bond 2 units together and you'll make them stronger.
¡Ay, qué bonito!
Speaking of favorite
¡Qué
couples, there's
bonitos! ¡Uy!
one more unit I want to call out.
Ah,
Saya and Raka, who
Shayiraka.
enter the set as a single 5
Nice.
cost via their unique trait lovers.
Uy,
The
son
trait
coste
allows you to
5.
swap which lover takes to the battlefield based upon where you place them. Each lovebird has their own ability that will also tag in their off-board partner for support. Ready to build your own hero? Storyweaver champs create a build your own summon in the form of Kale. As you write her legend, through reaching trait breakpoints, you'll have the ability to empower her spell, grant her new passive, or even see her ascend.
Ah, vas a poder estar
Kale will
escogiendo
pass
cómo
over to
quieres a
Krista's
la Kale.
engineering lead. To give you
Ah.
more info on the 5 cost
Ok, eso lo hace un poco, eso lo hace bastante más flexible.
Blade Dancer moniker.
Eso lo hace bastante más flexible el juego. Va a estar interesante ver las combinaciones para que... Uy, mira el muñequito de Hollow Knight
I'm
2.
Anurag, the engineering lead of Inkborn Fables, who led the tech for Irelia. And I'm here with Winston, the gameplay product lead for this set.
Hey everybody.
Usually when we make a
Oh, qué
champion,
bien. ¿Con qué nos van a
we have
sacar
plenty
dinero
of
ahora?
examples to draw from in League or previous
Digo,
sets.
porque ya vi una de las arenas.
This was
Está
the first time
súper
that we had
bonita.
to build the tech for a champion from the ground up, because the concept was just so unique.
Digo, y ya hay rumores de los chivis, pero vamos a confirmar. Se supone que va a salir Morgan.
Engineering is at the core of making games. Designers and artists can dream up the wild.
Digo, nunca los publico porque no me gusta publicar Se supone que lo publicaron como un leak, como una filtración y pues no. Dije, no, me voy a esperar ya que salga y todo. Está bien bonita la arena. Ok. Ok.
We wanted Irelia's missiles to weave smoothly from target to target. At the time, this was impossible. It was hard for us to create missiles with smooth paths that were more complicated than an S shape. We solved this issue by using a combination of Hermite splines. These are basically equations that tell a missile how to move in a specified shape from point A to point B.
Oh, oye, qué chidas son las cuchillas, ¿no?
In TFT. So basically, whenever Irelia hits a target, she decides what the next target should be and how intensely the missile should
Aire, ya va a estar rotísima yo que le sigue.
And things like this unlock new possibilities for the future of TFT. Inkborn Fables is a prime example of how we're trying to push the boundaries of TFT as a major player.
Uy, regresa Orn. Ojito. Ojito. ¿En Nueva York? Está bien bonito. No sé por qué me recuerda a Iron. Ahí está Luna. ¿Ven? Les dije.
Well, now she's making an appearance of her own, so she can blast her enemies with lunar energy.
Coste 4 va a ser, mínimo.
Inkborn Fables is the most content-heavy set we've ever created, thanks to the efforts of all of our teams working in harmony, including QA, art, engineering, design, and many, many more. But these teams aren't the only ones cooking up new content and experiences for you. Hey, Alex, can you paint us a picture of what you folks on cosmetics have been working on?
Ahí están los cosméticos. Ok, nice. A ver. Money.
Tacticians, I'm Alex, a product manager for cosmetics on TFT. With Inkborn Fables, we're introducing a new way for you to get chibis, little legends, arenas, and more, with a focus on eliminating some of the randomness you see in treasure realms today.
Un poquito de aleatorio que son los tesoros, güey. Muy poquito, o sea, es muy exagerada la mala suerte que puede llegar a tener.
Treasure realms and events, regardless if you're a free-to-play player or mythic content enthusiast. This currency will be used in the rotating shop, where we'll have a changing selection of content, both old and new. And if you don't see anything you like during one shop rotation, you can save up for something in the future. It's about choosing the content you want.
Eso me gusta, o sea, que metan rotaciones está chido porque a veces lo que hay no te llama la atención y puedes estar guardando, ya sea de RP o puntos, ¿verdad? Bueno, eso está bien. Oh, eso está súper bien, o sea, que te recompensen de alguna manera todo lo que estás gastando. Como lo que hacen con los compras de maestro artesano en LoL. Te van dando recompensas conforme vas abriendo. Entonces está cool. Me gusta la propuesta que traen. Ok, vaya, vamos a ver si bien los cosméticos. Los chivis, hijo, los chivis. Qué bueno que no despidieron a Maraya, tú. Porque normalmente los cosméticos han salido muy bien gracias a ella. Ahí está Morganita. Sí, ya confirmadísimo. Morganita, mira qué bonita. Está hermosa. Ah, mira. Ay, qué bonito se salió de Ari. Al final los rumores fueron ciertos. Pero es muchísimo mejor verlo así oficial. Ay, está hermosa. Adiós a mi dinero. Oh, sí. Oh, ¿qué es eso? Ese bicho lo he visto antes. ¿Dónde lo hemos visto antes? En una película o una serie, estoy 100% segura. ¿Dónde lo vi? Ah, en Shang-Chi, ¿no? En Shang-Chi, creo que salieron. Y los 10 anillos, creo que ahí fue donde salió. Estoy así de segura.
Tacticians, I'm Michael Sherman, lead for TFT Esports. Since our last dev drop, we've had a few major events. So let me start off by saying a huge thank you to everyone who came out to Vegas for the first TFT Open. Congrats to Malone, who took home our first ever Tacticians belt. It was such an incredible weekend, and I can't wait for our next Open at the end of this year. On top of that,
Ajá,
we just crowned
Morris.
our Remix Rumble champion.
Sí, ese Shang-Chi, gente. Sabía que ya lo había
Whoever
visto.
ends up winning, congrats. I thought you were the favorite the whole time. No cap. Now, let's turn our eyes to how we're improving future competition. Over the years, we've opened our tournament circuits to 9 regions around the world. But that resulted in 9 unique regional formats that are hard to follow and know how to get involved. We've also heard that competitors feel like they're playing in qualifiers for qualifiers, and the seeds that set championships don't represent regional strength. So, starting with Inkborn
Van a cambiar el formato de los regionales
into a
entonces.
pan-regional model built around EMEA, APAC, the Americas, and CN. This allows us to simplify formats around the world. This way, competitors can better represent their servers, build new rivalries or friendships, and take advantage of TFT's unique ability to compete cross-regionally without lag being an issue. These pan-regional tournaments will also become the new path for players to earn a spot into set
Pan
championships.
regional.
Expect an update from the esports team with
O sea,
all the
realmente
particulars
nos van a
soon.
poner.
And with that, I'd like to
Va a
thank
ser más
everyone
competitivo el
who's ever
TFT
cheered for their
entonces.
favorite
Ya no va a
TFT
ser
player during
tan
Remix Rumble.
light,
Welcome
por
you
así
to
decirlo.
Fabulas.
Eso es bueno, porque ya significa que ya le están dando más peso y más seriedad al TFT y eso me agrada. Pero bueno, ahí son las noticias del set 11, chicos. Espero que hayan disfrutado. Yo soy Pamelisha y nos vemos en la convergencia. Bye, bye.